Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, our dear friends and family. Whatever time zone you are in, we hope that this finds you well. Today, we are opening up another conversation around the table, and I have the amazing, very intellectual rock doctor with us. Do you want to say hi?
Hi. I don't know about amazing and intellectual. I'm not
think
sure
so.
about that.
I think so. Don't discredit yourself. And this time we're going to be covering the topic of fatherhood as a Christian.
Oh dear.
So, my first question to you, Mr. Rock Doctor, is how did you come to faith?
How did I come to faith? That's a really interesting. It's a long story, and I'll make it very short.
Okay.
Started going out with this girl in sixth form at school,
Nice.
and she was a Christian, and I wasn't. But the nature of me, I just bombarded her with questions like, prove it, and where do you know this, and what do you know about that? How can you believe this? And she put up with that for a very long time.
Wow.
And then we got married.
Nice.
And I moved for a job.
Yep.
And I thought that was so. I'd been going to church with her for quite a long time, on and off.
Yeah.
So it seemed, quite an interesting thing to do. And it was quite interesting, and the people were interesting. But
Nice.
but being scientifically minded, I thought, I'm not going to go for this unless I'm really sure.
Yeah.
And when we moved, she went to the local church first, and then I went about a month later, and it was a guest service, and there was an evangelist talking that day, and the more he talked and told various stories, the more I thought, he's talking to me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, he's talking to me. And then, and the thing that did it, there were two things. He said, you can't sit on the fence. You either jump in faith or you jump off, but you can't sit on the fence. I thought, fair enough, that's okay for me. And then he said, it's like standing on the edge of a cliff. It's like, okay, God, if you're there, I'm jumping, catch me. Now, being a rock doctor, and being very used to standing on the edges of cliffs, that seemed quite a natural thing to do, apart from the jumping off, it was a bit tricky. So I closed my eyes and I said, okay, God, if you're there, I'm jumping, catch me. And I pictured a specific cliff that I'd done a lot of field work near, and I pictured jumping off it, and it was like whoosh, and I didn't hear anything, but I just felt God say, right, I've caught you. I thought,
now what are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about that? So, and I thought, okay, I believe you, and therefore I'm in on it, mate.
Nice.
Simple as that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
But I needed to be sure. And I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's
God,
amazing.
God meets you in the situations that He knows you can be met. I think that's the important bit. If it had happened any other way, I probably would have thought, no. But that's it was just perfectly for me.
That's really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So let's talk about maybe how did you feel spiritually when your children were born?
How do I feel spiritually? I don't know really. I mean, I wasn't Christian when all three of them were born. It happened after.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was amazing. I can remember when our first one was born and leaving the hospital and going around to my mum and dad's.
Yeah.
And mum answered the door and she said, how was it? I just said, amazing, and burst into tears. I said, it was just incredible. incredible. I just couldn't believe it. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that was like that for all three.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice.
Mm.
Nice.
But it did change me, because I suddenly thought, right, I've got responsibilities now. That means I've got to be a grown up, and I'm not sure I'm ready.
I was going to say.
I never signed up to be a grown up, no matter what happened. That wasn't part of the rule book as far as I was concerned. But you're suddenly thinking, these kids are going to depend on me, and I better get it right, or as right as I can anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think you've done an amazing job personally. Do your children all have the same level of faith, would you say?
No.
How do you navigate that then? How do you navigate supporting them individually?
I think you have to support them where they're at.
Yeah.
They all grew up, therefore, in a Christian household.
Yeah.
And they used to go to church, and they were in youth groups and all that sort of thing. But actually, you can't force children to do something. You can't force them to believe. And I've got friends that have that sort of force their children to, and their children rebelled against faith big time.
Yeah, of course.
So I think you can lead, but you can't force. You can encourage, but you can't demand. And I think then it's up to them. You've done your sort of thing, and it's up to them what they do next. Yeah,
I think the phrase that just sprung to my mind then when you were speaking was like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. Do you know what I mean? You can show them what you feel is right, and as a parent, I guess your job and response is to make sure that they're fully aware of everything, really, as much as possible. But ultimately, that decision lies with them, doesn't it?
Yeah. I didn't become a Christian until I was in my 30s. So, and I don't honestly think, and I've thought about this a lot since, and I don't think it could have happened any earlier. Yeah. And not being so, I'm fully in for this. Yeah. So my attitude is, well, we've tried, and therefore it's up to them what they do in the future. And they may or may not come back to it, and that's entirely up to them. But the seeds have been sown. That's important.
Yeah, definitely. So, just with you mentioning them, what do you think your understanding of God's timing is?
God's timing is perfect, even if we don't understand it. I spend a lot of time. My prayers are really. I'm sure I shouldn't be allowed in church. My prayers are usually, now look here, sunshine, what's going on? And I know you're in charge, and I completely agree with that, but I can't see where things are going, and it's coming close to a deadline. I still can't see where it's going, but I know you're in charge, but can I just have a little bit of a clue? But then it's okay if I don't get a clue, because I know you're still in charge, and it goes round and round in circles in my tiny little brain. And then when you come out the other side, and you look back, you think, you did answer prayer, and you were there. And why did I get it? But at the time, it's, I don't get this, because I remember a bishop was saying once, God is God and we are not. And
quite literally.
And and God answers prayers and gives you opportunities, and you don't necessarily see the answer to that until you look back. And usually when you look back, you're thinking, hey, that was clever, I didn't think of that. But that's not surprising, because God is God and I am not.
And definitely.
Like mine, it wouldn't be very impressive, would it?
I think the key thing is like, he hears everything, doesn't he? Yeah. And he even hears the words that we don't actually say, because he knows our hearts, and he knows where we're at, almost, to say. And he's fully aware of everything that our lives have panned out for us, and he knows the steps, and our job is just to simply trust.
Yeah, and if we he opens a door for you and you don't go through it. He's not like some people. He won't say, "Well, that's it. I've given you a chance, mate. You can go and get lost now." He thinks, "Okay,
Yeah.
right. Well, I'll open another door for you."
Yeah.
And he's got immense patience like that.
And then
Because we don't
sometimes,
see it,
no. And then sometimes you can have several doors open that have been, with hindsight, have been clearly opened for you, that you have walked past, but then he finds others ways. So then he starts opening doors and windows, and he was just like, just in case you weren't sure, here's the window as well. You know, that's
he can be very subtle and very unsubtle.
Absolutely.
Look, I just pointed the big arrow in that direction. Why did you walk the other direction, you pillock?
Wrong way.
Okay, like, shall I turn you round and we'll go that way this time? I mean, I did a short talk once on people's view of Jesus, and put up all these pictures of him being mighty and glowing and awesome and all this. And I said, this is my view of Jesus, and it's a statue of someone doing a face plant.
Absolutely.
And I said, and that's my view of Jesus, because he sits at the right hand of God, and he says, no, he didn't mean to say that. He didn't mean to do that. What he meant to do was this, and what he meant to say was that, but he didn't, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he's your intercessor. He's saying, look, I know what his heart is really, but he was a bit of an idiot at that point.
Yeah. This is it. Because we are human, we don't get it right all the time.
No,
we don't get it right all the time. And the whole idea is that we are humble enough to say, put our hands up and say, I got it wrong. Point me in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I think also with prayers as well, it doesn't matter if your prayer is so well rehearsed, you know it off word by word, you have a specific format, do you know what I mean? And you almost like a tick box method, because when you get so systematic like that, it does become like a tick box method. And probably he rejoices when he just sees us at the end of the day saying, I am tired, I am frustrated, I don't know what more you want from me, so you just need to make it very clear. He appreciates that we can be honest with him that way as well.
Honesty is
absolutely
important. There's no point in trying to. You can't lie to God.
He knows. He knows.
Yeah, you can sort of even things slightly deflect, but no, there's no point in doing that. He knows what you're thinking. He knows what you're doing, and therefore you've got to be straight up and honest with him. And when you screw up, you say, "Okay, look, I made a real mess of that. I've learned. I think I know how to do that better next time." And he goes, "Yeah, go on then. Yeah, you pick that one up. We'll roll with that."
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So another question, if I may. Okay. So how do you navigate your spiritual journey as a father when you are supporting your children when they are maybe having difficult or bad times? Because it's easy to celebrate the wins, isn't it, in life?
It is, yeah. I think the thing you can do most, you've got to be honest, you've got to be straightforward, and you can't impose. You can advise and suggest, but then it's your duty as a father to stand back and be prepared to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
And not turn around and say, well, I told you so. Because that ain't helpful.
No, of course.
That's the important bit. It's like lots of things. You can, as a father, I think it's really important to be honest. Because from day one, you are a role model.
Yes.
And whether you're a role model consciously or subconsciously, everything you do, everything you say, how you interact with people, how you interact with your family, you are a role model.
Yeah.
and you've got to try and get that right.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then they will pick up your bad habits.
Yeah.
And that's not good, because if they pick up your bad habits, they're picking them up because they think that's normal.
Yes.
That's the problem, and it's not.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
You know, I can remember saying to our kids on various occasions, "I love you, but at the moment I don't like you."
Yeah.
I wish you hadn't have done that. I don't like you, but I still love you.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because no matter how old they are, they're still your kids.
Absolutely.
I can remember my grandma when she was 98. I went to see her in my 30s.
Yeah.
And was chatting away with her. And I was really tormenting her. And she turned to me and she said, "You're not too big to get a smack, you know."
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Nan, that's fair enough. Yeah, and it's true. You'll never, no matter how big or how old you are, they'll always be my kids.
Absolutely.
And you watch them, and you have to. Sometimes you cannot dictate. You have to stand back and let them screw up if they screw up.
Yeah.
But then you've got to be. They've got to know, or hopefully they know, that you're there to support them and pick up the pieces, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think the other thing is that watching parents is encouragement. Lots of parents don't encourage their kids enough.
Yeah.
Right? And that's not letting them win at anything and everything, but it's encouraging them, saying, "Yeah, come on, that's all right." I can remember my mum and dad. I didn't work very hard at school. I did what I needed to do, but actually their attitude was, so long as you try your best, that's all we can ask for. And I think that's the attitude in everything.
Yeah.
As long as you try your best, that's okay.
Yeah.
I said to teenagers and that, but with exams, think of an exam as a hurdle. Well, you've only got to jump over it.
Yeah.
You haven't got to do the high jump over it or the pole vault over it. You've got to jump over it. And once you've jumped over it, you don't go back and jump over it again. You go on to the next one.
That's a really good way of putting it.
So, if you've got a hurdle, don't try and pole vault over it, because that's an awful lot of effort.
Do what's required.
Yeah, do what's required, but do your best.
Yeah.
I think that's the important thing is you encourage them to do their best, and they're not going to be good at everything. And I am terrible at maths. I hate maths. I still hate maths, right? And yet I had to use maths in my job a lot, and I learned the equations I needed to know and how to use them. But the rest of it outside, I don't care.
No. Yeah.
As someone would say, I ain't bothered.
Yeah, I get that. I think as well, as a parent, I always try to make sure that whilst I always encourage my children to do the best that they can, that there is no bar of expectance from them as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it's becoming very aware of your child as well, because every child's different, aren't they, really? And my eldest is not academically minded at all. If she could have got away with not having done school, that would have been the route she would have gone for. Not academic at all. So, I've always said to her, as long as she just kept trying, and she's had some struggles when it's come to examinations, and we have managed to isolate that. One of those problems actually is the pressure of being in the room, so to say. And having that expectancy level from her, from others, implied onto her. And I've always been one to say, just try your best. You've done all the learning, all your practice exams. You are more than capable of doing it. So we know that you can do it. Go and do your best. But ultimately, what matters to me the most is that your life is how you want it to be, that you set yourself goals and you find ways and solutions to attain those goals. And ultimately, as long as she is happy, it's all that matters to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
The other one is a very smart, clever cookie and tries to play it down a lot. And so, you know, with that one, I can probably say, we can probably get away with saying along the likes of, you've done good effort there, but I know you've got a little bit more in you. Whereas with the other, I couldn't do that because that would have been put in an expectancy level. It's just becoming aware of the individual, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Mum and Dad used to say, the teachers, you know, after going in for parents' evening, teachers say you never put your hand up in class. Why don't you? Because I don't want to. Do you know the answer? Yeah, I know the answer, but I'm not putting my hand up. I'm not doing it, you know. And several of my teachers learned very early on that the way to get me to do something was to challenge you. I bet you can't do that.
Yeah.
So it's learning how to get them motivated.
Yes.
But you can't be good at everything.
Absolutely not.
And you shouldn't expect them to, because I'm not good at everything.
I'm not.
Why would anyone else? You know.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? I think it's so important that we remember that everyone is individual, and that's what makes the beauty of this world around us so unique. Because we all have different skill sets, we all have strengths, we all have weaknesses, and where one is weak, another can be strong, and you know, vice versa as well. And sometimes the beauty of it is that when you have two people that don't align academically or in whatever arts or whatever they tend to do, that actually they learn to support each other in what they're good at, and also how they can support each other when it comes to lifting them up when they're struggling.
Yeah. I think my biggest role in anything is to be an encourager. That's sort of what I'm known as, an encourager. And I think it's important because a lot of people don't get encouragement.
Yeah.
Or don't get enough encouragement. And it doesn't take much to encourage people, but it's very easy to knock them down.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of encouragement to combat a one knocking down.
Yes.
I think that's something as a parent is really important to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to encourage them. I mean, I knew you were going to ask me lots of questions, and I was thinking about it over the week and thinking, what do I think are the fundamentally important things as being a dad? And I think I love sarcasm. I love sarcasm. Sarcasm is really important.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't use it. You shouldn't do anything to be vindictive.
Yeah.
Or to put people down.
No. Yeah.
Or to be just nasty.
No. Yes.
Because again, if you behave like that, they will pick that up.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong. I think you've got to be honest, you've got to be straightforward, and you've got to be you've got to be very conscious of everything you do. As I said before, they are watching and they are learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there's nothing worse than, especially when the only time that I get ratty is when I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'm very conscious of that. So when I'm tired, I tend not to talk very much. I tend to sort of back away thinking, I'm gonna get really irritable in a minute, and I don't want to do that. And I think that's an important lesson to learn for yourself. What is it that winds you up, or presses all your buttons?
Yeah.
And to be aware of that. So if it happens, you can just say, right, hang on. Internally, just stop. Because you're going to fly off the handle, and this isn't going to get good. Yeah.
No, I think it's really important that you've mentioned that as well, because, and sometimes as parents, it's so easy to react in the moment as well. It's, say, for instance, if you do have a child that's maybe misbehaving or behaving in a way that you do not approve, and it's how you handle that, isn't it? And get the point across that you don't approve of their behavior, but doing it in a way so that the child doesn't withdraw from you, if that makes sense. So it's all such a balancing act, isn't it? It's all such a balancing act.
I remember a blazing row with one of our kids, and they ran upstairs, and I ran up after them. They jumped on their bed, I jumped on their bed. It broke. We both stopped and then went to IKEA to get a new bed. That was an interesting lesson.
Yeah. Who learned the most then?
Yeah. Let me think about it. It was the bank balance that learned the most. But you're thinking, why? Yeah, why? Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. So talking of balancing acts.
Go on.
So as you are an intellectual man with varying academic qualifications, Mr. Rock Doctor, you can scoff all you like. You know the truth.
Yeah.
How did you manage the whole fatherhood, work, studies, faith? How did you balance all of that?
How? That's an interesting question. I had to make a very conscious decision when the kids were born, because I was a researcher at university, and the hours were all over the place. I was running experiments that would last. Well, one of them lasted 6 months, so I had to go in every day for 6 months. But they would sort of finish at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then try and get home from there. And when they were born, I remember sitting down with the wife and saying, look, I can't do this for the kids. It's not fair, And so I had to make a very conscious decision that wasn't going to be what I would be doing.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I love teaching students as well, and that's where my passion was.
Yeah.
So I got a job teaching, primarily teaching students.
Amazing.
Which was wonderful, but it was a very conscious decision of saying, we've got kids, and I can't have this lifestyle, this job lifestyle, if you like. It's not going to work. So sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Although to me it wasn't a sacrifice, because it meant giving up something to do something else that I really enjoyed anyway, which was, I mean, I've been so lucky to all the jobs that I've done. I've really loved, and I look at other people and thinking, I was just so lucky. Compared with people that have jobs where they really hate it, and you're thinking, I don't know how I could have handled that. But you still have to think, is this sustainable in the future, long term? And thinking, no, it's not. So sometimes you have to say, okay, you're going to have to change now. You're going to have to change doing this.
Yeah.
Because the family is the important bit.
Yes.
And then I could go on. I mean, when I became a Christian, all hell broke loose. I really didn't. I hated kids. and teenagers, and oh dear. And then I've done nothing. Most of my life's been spent in church with teenagers, well,
Wow.
11 above, and I love them.
Yeah.
But you're thinking, oh, come on, God, really? You want me to do this? You're thinking, actually, yeah. And that comes back to when I made that commitment. I'm so I got the Bible verse in my head that of Peter on the lakeside, and Jesus saying, "Do you love me? If you really feed my sheep, feed my lambs, feed my sheep." And
amazing.
That's my and so I thought that's what I'm supposed to do, which is why I suddenly thought, yeah, teenagers aren't so bad after all, they love them. Yeah, but that's what did it. Thinking, okay, and then afterwards thinking, you sneaky so and so, God, that's what you got me into this area for. A, to get me to a Christian, and B, to do this. No, I wouldn't have thought that. And actually, if you'd have suggested it, I would have said no. But you did it anyway. And I'm thinking, and then my view is, you're sneaky. I know you're sneaky. I'm going to watch out for you, mate. And then all these things coming out. Nowadays, for years and years now, I've just thought, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I'm not going to fight because it's not worth the effort. Because I know you're going to make me do it in the end anyway, so I'll just do it.
Yeah, and it loops back to that topic that we covered slightly earlier about God's timing, isn't it? That he literally does work all things together for good. And
I look back on my career and my life, and it all slots into place.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, how did that happen?
Yeah.
I never planned any of that. I never planned anything. You know, it just all slotted into place, and you're thinking, that's so clever. You are really good at this, mate. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, if you come up with an idea, I'll roll with it, because I know what you've done in the past, and it's been good. Even though I've not thought of it, and I've never wanted to do it, but I've done it.
That is such a good testament of that. That's amazing. It's lovely to hear that.
It just tickles me when even in church when someone says, "Well, anybody want prayer?" You're thinking, "Oh yeah, go on, I'll go and pray with that bloke over there," and start praying, and he goes, "That was brilliant. How did you know that?" I didn't know that. It just popped into my tiny little head. That's got to be God. I have no idea what I was talking about then. And that again is something you learn as you go through Christian life, is that God's always talking to you, whether you hear it or not, and using it. And we are called to be God's hands and feet and voice and eyes and looking out for people. It's really, that's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So, I believe you are a grandfather as well?
Yep.
So how does your faith journey differ from being a father to a grandfather?
I think it's the same, really.
Okay.
You can have more fun with grandkids.
You get to pass them back.
Yeah, wind them up and send them home. Yeah, fill them full of sugar and send them home. Yeah. and then when you get home and their dad or their mum goes, "Are you really doing this?" It's nothing to do with me, mate. But don't forget, you were like that too. Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
I mean, again, we take them to church. It's up to them whether they come to faith or not for themselves.
Yeah.
I had an interesting conversation with a young lady, sitting in a field on a summer camp, and it's slightly off topic, but it isn't. And she was really, really upset because she couldn't remember her granddad very well,
Yeah.
right? And she was, I mean, it was really, really playing on her mind. And the person that was leading her came to me, Mike, can you have a chat? And
Yeah.
I said, yeah, okay. So she told me this, and I said, well, I've got a grandson who is 3. Actually, he was 2 at the time. And I said, if I pop my clogs now, he won't remember me. But we are having a fabulous time at the moment. And I
Yeah.
said, and that's what you need to remember of your granddad, is you won't remember him now. But actually, at the time, you and he had a lovely relationship.
Yeah.
And he loved it and you loved it. And
Yeah.
I think actually that's, the more I thought about it afterwards, was actually that's important for parents as well.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what, you know, your job is to have a really good time with your kids,
Yeah.
and for them to have
Yeah.
a good time, because that's how you set their rhythm, if you like.
Yes.
And therefore that's why, you know, it's wrong to be vindictive or try and get one up on them, things like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's not on, because
No.
all you're doing in anything like that is you're building yourself up and putting them down.
Yeah.
And that's not fair, because again, they will learn to live like that and be
Yeah.
like that with other people, but it's not fair on them.
Yeah. It's something that's just come to mind when we went over the last reading in Mark on the Fridays before, and it was talking a lot about, no, I remember what it was now, but it was talking about for you and your children and your children's children and your children's children. It's knowing that how you are embracing your children now will embrace how they embrace their children, and
Yeah.
that it goes down that historic line. So, you know, I think it's really key to remember that when we are choosing which way we are going to parent children.
Well, I think
Definitely.
there's a Bible quote in there that's wrong, because I think the Bible quote is not don't infuriate your children. I think actually it's annoy the living daylights out of them as much as possible. I think that's what it's supposed to have been written as. No, I don't mean that. Yes, it is. You're
Well, I was
supposed to
gonna,
wind them up. You've got to wind them up. That's half the fun of it. That's what they're there
yeah,
for. Wind them up. But
wind them
again,
up.
don't do it. Don't go over the top. Don't be nasty. Don't be
Yep.
vindictive. And don't use it as a power
Yeah,
play.
absolutely not.
But winding them up is part of the role of a parent. That's what they're there
Yeah,
for. Yeah, you've got your
yeah,
sarcasm on them, even if they don't get it. It's cheered you up knowing using it in the first place.
yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely.
I
So,
shouldn't say
well,
these sort of things, but I think that's what kids are there for. You
don't worry, I'll put a disclaimer. We'll be fine.
know.
So, what would be your one piece of advice for any man that is about to become a father for the first time?
You have no idea what's going to happen. You feel almost completely redundant to start with, because you have no idea what this thing. I can remember being given our first one. But, oh no, the nurse saying, "Did you want to hold it? Hold it?" And I said, "No, no, no." I thought, "What if I drop it? Oh, this is really bad." And then I thought, "Oh, you idiot! Of course you did," and I did. But actually, I think you've just got to roll with the best you can. There's no manual comes with it. There's no
Absolutely
money
not.
back guarantee either, which is a problem.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
know.
no manual with it. You have to do your best, but you have to do it honestly.
Yeah,
You have to give everything your best shot,
yeah. I
and
think that's
listen to
really,
people, listen to other people.
don't be scared to reach out to other men that are fathers themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
And don't forget that as you become a parent, and maybe some of your friends aren't parents yet, when their turn comes, also be there for them and just say, you know, I'm an open book. If you want to speak to me, I might not have the right answer that you're looking for, but I'm willing to let you know what has and what has not worked for me so far.
This is what I got right, and this is what I definitely got wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe give them the upper hand a little bit.
Yeah, and it's up to them whether they take the advice or not. The same as would have been up to you whether you took other people's advice or not.
Absolutely.
But it's the same thing. You can give advice and then stand back and think, okay, if that goes wrong, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good wisdom. Do you have any final thoughts on the subject?
Kids are scary. When they're small, they can reach further than you think.
Yeah.
When they start to move, they can move faster than you think.
Oh, yes.
They can be more devious than you can imagine.
Oh, yes.
And they're amazing to watch grow up.
Yeah.
And I think you see that more. Actually, you see that more with grandkids than you do with your own kids.
Yeah.
Watching the grandkids and listening to things they're saying, and thinking, how did you put that together?
Yeah.
How did you think through that sentence that's actually grammatically correct as well? And you're only 3. How did you do that?
Yeah.
How did you think that through? And you watch particularly the youngest one, watching, thinking, I know exactly what you're going to do now. And how have you thought that through? Because that's really clever.
Yeah.
And I think the things kids will always astonish you at all ages, but particularly to start with, they learn so quickly.
Yeah.
And that's actually when you've got to be on your best behaviour primarily, because that's when they're picking up stuff so quickly, and they'll pick up. I mean, they'll pick up what anybody says. Older siblings, you watch them and you're thinking, I know exactly where you got that from. And you're thinking, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they're far more clever than you imagine. Definitely, you always think you put something out of reach and they can always reach you.
Yes, they can.
And that staggered me, that did. Thinking, how do you do that? How do you manage to climb up there? Yeah.
Once upon a time, with my youngest, who was terrible at always managing to put their hands on stuff they should not be touching, I used to keep everything on the top shelf in the kitchen. And now that's no longer an option. Because each individual is that tall, they can reach these places. So now I have to find new high spots.
Yeah. The kids are far more devious than you imagine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're very good at playing you off against each other. Things like that. Yeah.
Definitely.
Our youngest grandson loves watering the garden.
Yeah.
Went to grandma and said, can you fill my watering can? No. Asked 4 times. No. Came to me and said, Granddad, you fill my watering can? And I say yes.
You little thinker.
No. And I said no.
Yeah.
But
you know the truth.
That was clever. That was.
Yeah. Almost had you there.
Because he was. I thought actually that's really clever. I'll give you that one. I thought no, I bet not. I'll get into trouble too.
Most likely.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining me on this conversation around the table. I have just one more question.
I didn't do it. I wasn't there and I didn't touch it, right? I wasn't even in the room. The big boy did it and ran away.
Would you mind closing us in prayer? Thank you. Yes, you would mind, or
Yes.
yes,
Oh, I
you are
don't
happy.
mind. Yes, I'm happy to
Okay.
do it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Heavenly Father, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me the privilege of being a father.
Yeah.
And the awesome responsibility that comes with that, but the awesome knowledge that you are my father too.
Yes.
And I learn from you and I try and pass that on. And
Yes.
therefore I try and do everything I could as a father and can as a father and as a grandfather that you would want me to do and be as you would want me to be. And Lord, I pray that for all fathers out there that might be listening and all future fathers. You've got to give it your best shot. And Lord, I pray that you will be with them to help them give it their best shot.
Yes. Amen. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Mr. Rock Doctor. And to our listeners out there, we hope that you've enjoyed this conversation around the table. Don't forget there's a whole catalogue of varying types of conversations for you to maybe sift through, have a look, see what takes your fancy, and maybe listen to some other episodes. Don't forget to share these as well. If you feel other people could benefit from listening to these, share them. That's what they're here for. They're here to help spread the good news that we find in the Bible and to spread the word of God to people that we encounter every single day. But for now, stay strong, keep smiling, and know that you are loved. Goodbye for now.